Black America. While we celebrate symbolism of having a black woman in the White House and a black woman in the Supreme Court, right now as we speak, black women are the most likely to lose their house. Black men have the shortest lives, black children have the highest suicide rate, and even though we are around 15 to 20% of the population, we are over 55% of those living in the streets. We are going to be third-class citizens in the nation we built. We better wake up and vote for real policy. Vote for Greg Marcel Dixon. Repair Black America to fix America.
Let's talk about that. Okay, so after 1994, they transferred, power to, black government. Explain to me how they still own everything, because that's one criticism that I've heard. Some people say, "Oh, well, South Africa's a black nation," but how they this word I hear, how do you let white people own everything when they're the majority? Like, how is that working? Is it in the Constitution? Is it people from the West insuring them? How is that?
I believe it's people from the West, because when you look at overall, not only South Africa but African problem is the West. The West is pretty much controlling everything, and if black people will chase away the South Africans, black people will be sanctions. They will not allow South Africans to get away with it. They just make sure that if you do that, look what happened to Zimbabwe. They have to sanction Zimbabwe in so many ways. So if here we were saying, like Chris Lang was saying, let's chase away the white man, they will want to be in trouble. That's why Mandela didn't agree with that and say, well, we can create an environment of what do you call it?
Government of national unity.
Yeah,
they call it. Yeah.
Together, all of us, doing what's good for the country. But I mean, it never really works, because you will always have a white man giving the upper hand. It's democracy as it is. It is a system that was created by white people for the white people. It never actually accommodated Africans. So it's actually something that is foreign to us. And we're practicing a belief system that is not as total. Even our ruach or spirit doesn't go along with it. And I mean, it's clear as daylight what's happening around here, even here in South Africa. White man at above, black people down here. You go and look for a job, the white man is qualified, you are qualified, he's going to get the upper hand first. Because who's owning the company is white man. Obviously, he's going to give the white man the first priority. So the system is in place to make sure that a black man cannot own power. A black man has always to be under the supervision of a white man.
So is it something they could change in their constitution, the South African Constitution, to flip some of that, legally? Like, say, because, I'm just trying to figure out the solution to it, because, let's say in America, how we look at it, like, well, we're not even a majority in America at all, and we always fight against these white supremacists. We're literally behind enemy lines. And then the bad part about it, they import immigrants to America and they teach them, hey, you want to be good with white people, you be against them black Americans.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, a lot of immigrants, maybe not all, but a good majority will say, okay, yeah, I want to be good with massa here, so let me be against. So we're dealing with not only the white supremacists, we're dealing with every immigrant that come in that don't want to be around us. Like, for instance, one issue that we have, unfortunately, in America, with even some of our brothers and sisters from the continent, is that they'll come into America, not all, but a good portion will come in, and they separate themselves from black America. Or they'll say things like, oh, they're lazy, they're thugs, they're whatever. And I asked a brother last night, how would you feel if 30,000 black Americans move into, let's say, Johannesburg, and then we separate from y'all? We live in our own black American area, we do our own thing, or whatever. And like I said, how would y'all even feel about that?
We can come to that, Phil. What you just said is actually, we're talking about this earlier. But you raise the question, can they flip the system? Jack, I don't think they can flip the system. because the system was made to favor them. Once they flip it, they give a black man power or equality. And we know that the white supremacist is not what they're looking for. You cannot be in the same spot, same position with a white man. I don't think it can be flipped. It can be flipped, yes, it can be changed. I mean, those are laws that are put forth. Any laws can be changed.
But is there willingness to do it?
The willingness.
I don't think so.
You understand? Is the problem.
Like you were saying, look, pre-94, that's when we got our first democracy. There were negotiations that took place, which took place before the actual elections, 94. So during those negotiations, there were a lot of compromises that were made. The white man gave the black man political power, and he kept the economy. And there's nothing you can do without economy. So that's the system we have to this day, and it's going to be like that for a very long time, unfortunately.
And fairly, they flipped it. It favors not the black people, and now they become on the lower class. You know, that makes it so impossible for them to flip it. It's not going to be something they can. I don't think they can do that. You know, but you said something very important about how we look at each other as black people. We're having the same problem here in South Africa. When Mandela was released, the borders were open. He's the one who opens the border, right?
Yeah.
For black people. And which caused the problem, because when you open the borders, not everybody that comes in have the intention to deal with South Africans.
Of course not.
Nah. Some of them came in to take from you, because somehow South Africa was classified as the most beautiful country in Africa and where the opportunities are. You understand? So when you open the borders, criminals will come in. And we have brothers from Zimbabwe or other countries who will say, you cannot commit crime in Zimbabwe. And you ask, why you do it here? Then you realize one thing: there's no hate among black people, and there's no love among black people. So much hate. We hating on each other so bad that I cannot look at you as my brother, but you come from America, I need to come and rob you or get something for you. So how can we then have unity in Africa if we have so much hate among each other as a nation of people? There's xenophobia. They were talking about it. The media paints it so badly that Nigerians are being attacked by South Africa. But they don't want to tell you what is the roots of the problem. What created these fights? What created South Africa to protest and say we don't want them in this country? They don't tell you the roots. The roots is the hate we have among each other as black people. Most African brothers who come from a different country, when they come here, South Africans are what? Useless. Lazy. You know?
Oh, that's awesome.
And now we engage with them and say, okay, fine, you say we're lazy. Look at this country. Who built this country? Do you think it's white people?
No.
It's black people. You understand? The white people was sitting there looking and say, do this and this and this. The person who is building is the one supposed to be given the credit. So where's laziness there? So fear. Now this trash talk creates hate among the nation, and people feel like, oh, okay, they talk trash about it. We're useless. We're stupid. Plus, they're getting the jobs paid under the table by the same white man who love to exploit it. Because you're not from this country, and he knows you come from another country. You work for peanuts. You're not gonna get a minimum wage.
Yeah.
You know, they're gonna give you something under the table. And as a South African, I look at you like, why did you settle for that? Oh, I need a job. Oh, but by doing that, you are affecting me not to get what I deserve as a citizen. So this thing becomes a problem.
Listen, everything you just said is the problem we have in America right now. Literally the same thing. Black Americans built America. Like you said, the white
Oh,
man
sure.
would say, do this, do this, do this. Like
Yeah.
you just said, right? We built America. We innovated America. You have people that come in, just like you said, these immigrants, whether they coming in legally or illegally, don't matter. And they say the same thing, oh, you black Americans are lazy, oh, you criminals, oh, you this and that. And these immigrants that come in, some of them are doing human trafficking, drugs, etc. And then they come in and they demand set-asides in the country, especially a lot of them illegal. Like right now, I just read a story about they got over 100,000 of them trying to come into the country right now illegally, right? Just waiting there. They try to overrun the border patrol. I said and they demand to be there. Black Americans can get reparations. Like y'all need reparations.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because if it's that unequal with the whites and the blacks, then y'all need reparations.
Oh yeah.
And now really in America, okay, we fighting for that. And it like I say, but we behind enemy lines. Have y'all have a reparations movement possibly in this country? Because you got a black government.